Yo, what's going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys. So today we're going to be doing the 422 tactics video. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this video. If you do, drop it a like, it helps a ton. Also drop a comment, let me know what I can be doing better with my videos. Also, if you've got any questions, I'll reply to every single comment down in those comment sections. So let me know if you need any help with anything, any advice. I'm down in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, drop a sub and turn the notification bell on. Because boys, come on, what is this, alright? We've got 81% of you, nearly 82% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. Now, obviously, it would help me a ton if you do subscribe. We're trying to hit 4,000 subs. And we also, randomly, YouTube unpartnered us. So we're trying to hit those watch hours, trying to hit the subs to get partnered again. So yeah, if you can, that'll be a massive, massive help. And also, only 10% of you have the notification bell on. So if you could whack that on and you can see what time, when my videos go up. And I can keep you guys up to date with all the best tactics, all the best formations. So, yeah, guys, hopefully you guys can pull through for me. I'd really, really appreciate it. So, like I said, we are going to start straight here. These are the 4-2-2 tactics. The defensive style is unbalanced. Now, balance is obviously a very, very good formation. A defensive style, sorry, I don't know what I'm on about. Now, you can use press after possession loss. It really just depends what you prefer. For me, I find it a bit too manic these days. At the start of the game, it was very good. It was quite organised, and it didn't really drain your stamina too much. Whereas now it drains your stamina quite a lot. And I also find just a lot of the players start running around in crazy places. So, yeah, balance for me. The width is on 40. That's just because we're trying to get that defence a bit narrower because those through balls are so overpowered. We don't want to try and leave too many gaps. I can kind of accept people going around the wide areas, and they're quite easy areas to defend. Where obviously those through balls through the heart of your defence are obviously unstoppable if you have your width too high. So 40 width for me. Now my depth is on 50. Now that is purely just because I don't want to play too like low of a line, because you do want to try and win the ball high up the pitch and try and avoid those through balls from even happening in the first place, and just keeping a general overriding pressure on the game. If you let your opponent get too comfortable in your own box and around in your own half, I generally find that there's a lot of I wouldn't call it momentum, but you don't get a lot of the bounces and the niggles and things like that. So I would say yeah, 50 depth for sure. Build up play is unbalanced. Again, you could use fast build up. Fast build up is good. Like it is solid for this. Again, I just find that your players kind of run in and around and a bit in some weird positions. Basically, they try and make good runs and they try and support the other players, but it also means that you lose a lot of the structure in your formation. And I don't know about a lot of you, but I don't always look at the mini map. A lot of the time, I rely on knowing where my players are going to be. So that is why I prefer to use balanced over fast build up. But if you are good with a mini map, maybe fast build up is for you. Now, chance creation is on direct passing. Again, trying to make those runs in behind, really trying to be aggressive at someone's defence. It is just by far the best chance creation tactic, especially if you're using higher rated players. Like for me, obviously in this team, I've got Titans R9. I think Foot Birthday Eusebio or Titans Eusebio, I can't remember what one, and Team of the Year Mbappe. So obviously they have really, really high attacking positioning, which means they make incredible runs. Obviously, if you're using lower attacking positioning players, they're not as good. Obviously, still can be very good for this chance creation tactic. But I imagine most of you are. Now we're obviously in the thick of team of the season. Now, the width is on 35. Now, people might think this is a bit strange. For me, I prefer to have these cams narrower. Now, some people prefer the width. For me, I prefer narrow. I think it helps a lot with the build-up play between your CDMs and your strikers. I think they end up, basically, they play like two narrow 10s. And you just really get a lot of really good overloads and passing options if you have them narrower. Wide is obviously good in terms of playing for cutbacks and maybe attacking those wider areas. But for me, in the way I play, 35 width is the way to go. I think it just really opens up like the possibilities of like passing and quick movement with the 4-2-2 that maybe you don't get if you play a bit wider. Now the players in the box is on 6. And obviously this is because then we get our 2 strikers making runs, and we also get one of our midfielders making runs into the box with 6. Whereas 5, usually they kind of sit on the edge of the box. So 6, we're just a little bit more aggressive, trying to get in the box, make those runs, and really try and score some goals. The corners is on 2, just because I find it's the best one for corners. I have a corner tactic that works really well for me. So 2 for me. And then free kicks is 1, just because we're trying to be defensive and not trying to leak goals, really. So we do have, obviously, R9 and Eusebio up front, Mbappe on the wing with Hullet, and then Zidane and Bellingham as our 2 centre mids, and then obviously the 2 centre backs and the full backs. So nothing too crazy there. Some people might not have had Hullet there, but for me, I love him out wide. I don't know why. He works really, really well for me. So yeah, so we are going to head straight into the strikers. Both of our strikers are on stay central and get in behind. Now again, for me, you can change it up if you want to. Maybe you don't want to have them on stay central. For me, if I don't have them on it, they drift too wide and they end up being too far apart. And I really want to get the 1-2s going, playing through balls to each other, also just building up play, making those passing patterns and trying to drag defenders out. I find if they're not on stay central, basically, they drift too far apart. And also, if you have them on stay central, they'll generally make good in-behind runs. Whereas sometimes if you don't have them on it, they can just make weird ones where they kind of run away from goal. So not for me personally. And then obviously getting behind for those through balls, just because we all know how good they are. Now, we have both of our cams on the same instruction. Again, we have both of them on getting to the box for cross. Now, this is obviously for back post crosses, for cutbacks, and for them to just be a bit more aggressive in terms of getting into the box. Like I said, we want those overload options in the box, and just try and give ourselves as many options as possible when we are going forward. Obviously, that means that there is a slight bigger risk when you're obviously defending, but for me, it's not really a big deal, especially for these cams. Maybe if it was the midfielders, maybe we could be a bit more safe. But for the wide cams, yeah, getting to the box across for me is definitely what works. So we do have our right CDM on stay but while attacking cover centre. Now generally, you'll do this instruction for your more defensive CDM, because the other one is slightly different. This will be a bit more of your anchor man, the guy protecting your defence, and basically protecting those two centre backs. Now for me, that's team of the season Bellingham. He's incredible at it. Yeah, so nothing really too much to say. Like I said, they'll just be there to protect the defence. And then we do have the other centre mid, who is on just cover centre compared to stay back cover centre. Now this will generally be the midfielder that makes his way up the pitch a bit more, tries to get involved in the attacks, and obviously who better than 97 Zidane? He's absolutely incredible. So yeah, like I said, try and make that right CDM your more anchor man one, left CDM your more attacking player focused one, I suppose. No changes to the centre backs, and then both of the fullbacks on stay back while attacking overlap. So that is because we do want them to stay back. But also, like sometimes there will just be general build-up play where as these wide cams tuck in, those wide areas can become quite free, and that's where we really can try and exploit people, and those fullbacks can kind of bomb on, overlap the play. And again, it's all about these overloads, passing triangles, and really trying to just beat our opponents and completely pressure them and not give them any chance of anything. So yeah, guys, listen, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, if you haven't already, drop a sub and turn the notification bell on if you haven't already. If you've got any questions in the comments, let me know down below, and like the video if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.